News updates. Igbo land is landlocked and will face economic hardship, Churchy Okonkwo reports. It is also important to warn that landlocked Igbo land should not be deceived by the success of the few rich landlord countries like Switzerland that specialize in finance, which does not travel by boat, and its high-end manufacturing is integrated with Europe's single market. Chinua Achebe in Things Fall Apart tells a story of Okonkwo, the main character who was banished from his village of Umuafia for accidentally shooting a young man. With it was time for Okonkwo to return after 7 years in exile. He instructs his wives and children to prepare a huge feast for his mother's kinsmen in a gesture to show his gratitude for their support. When asked why he was overloading the table with food, he said, "I cannot live on the bank of the river, and I wash my hands with spittle." Suffices to say that, like Okonkwo in Things Fall Apart, Igbo, who are known to be outgoing, and not washing their hands with spittles because across the Nigerian landscape, they are living right at the banks of Benue River, Kaduna River, Kaduna River, Ogun River, Sokoto River, Cross Rivers, etc. They also thrive at the banks of this river and overload their abode with human and infrastructural development. Unfortunately, every now and then, one of the most absurd analyses by the proponents of an independent state of Biafra, which is that the five Igbo states in imaginary Biafra is not landlocked, makes it to be main street media. Last week, in a piece, "It is a lie. Igbo land is not landlocked," published in Sahara Reporters, Aloy Ejimako presented what looks like overwhelming evidence on how easy it is to transfer Apapa Port to the banks of the Atlantic Oguta Lake in Igbo land for the business of shipping. As expected, those without a good understanding of the Nigerian physical and human geography, no good grasp of the maritime industry, and no clue on the economies of shipping and logistics are attempting to push water uphill. The campaign to entice Igbos to withdraw from waters off the coasts of Lagos, Port Harcourt, Warri, etc. It's an attempt to force the waters to flow uphill. Forget about the dredging of Osakwa River in Iyala, the Azumiri River, or the Atlantic Ocean at the mouth of Ogutala Lake. The truth is that Igbo land is landlocked and will suffer economically. Do not let anyone deceive you about that. All you need to confirm that is to consult a good physical geography teacher. If you do not have one, simply go to Google Maps and your phone and look for blue marking indicating water bodies and decide for yourself how close the Atlantic Ocean is to Igbo land. It should be that simple if only you approach this quick virtual research with an open mind. Here are some facts by World Bank economists working on trade logistic issues. Being landlocked in a major reason why 16 of the world's 31 landlocked developing countries are among the poorest in the world, according to the economist. Of the 15 lowest ranking countries in the Human Development Index, 8 have no coastland. All of these are Africa, Without seaports, this landlocked country pay more and wait longer for imported food and other goods. Also, they have an equally hard time exporting, with the result that they trade less and grow more slowly than their coastal neighbors. A quick look at the map of Africa and the location of Central African Republic, Burundi, Niger, Chad, South Sudan, Mali, and Burkina Faso, which give you an idea of what it means to be landlocked. So it is clear that the most obvious handicap of Igbo people, who are known for international trade, will be moving goods to and fro from the ports. It has been argued that the actualization of the state of Biafra does not mean that Igbos will be forced to come back to the landlocked states. We are told that we will still have access to the ports in the neighboring countries around, around landlocked Igbo land, and as such can easily import and export goods and services. A counter-argument is that if Igbos are forced to pass through dozens of police checkpoints between Lagos and the Niger Bridge on Onitsha under one country Nigeria, how many roadblocks will be put in place if Biafra is an independent country? Just imagine that for a moment. Now imagine also what happened if the same blockage is put in place from the northern, southern, and eastern boundaries all around Igbo land. How on earth would such an independent state be independent economically if the movement of imported heavy goods must be retransported inland to landlocked Igbo land? How on earth will the economy be variable? I am a teacher who makes use of graphics to help my students understand some concepts that would otherwise be difficult to grasp. So, for clarity and easy comprehension, I ask that you pause here and take another look at the Nigerian map. Pay particularly attention to the location of Apapa, Port Harcourt, and the new Lekki deep sea port under construction. Then slowly move your eyeballs inland towards Igbo states for a good understanding of why seaports are sited on the coast of major water bodies. So forget about emotions and sentiments. A sea is a sea and a river is a river. So do not let anyone deceive you internationally. Treaties can promise access to the oceans, but the responsibility for implementing them lies with the government of the transit states. Now imagine how happy and anger the minorities in the Niger Delta region will be to help build infrastructure that would mainly help their landlocked Igbo neighbors. They have little incentive to. Also, just like Nigeria has closed its border for months now, transit states to landlocked Igbo land can interrupt comments making the economic valuable on landlocked Igbo land difficult. For Nigerians with known civil strife between ethnic nationalities, landlocked Igbo land will have to reroute trade at exorbitant costs, reducing their competitivity. You cannot argue with facts. It is also important to warn that landlocked Igbo land should not be deceived by the success of the few rich landlocked countries like Switzerland that specializes in finance, which does not travel by boat, and its high-end manufacturing is integrated with Europe's single market. Also, Botswana, a middle-income landlocked country, exports diamonds, which are shipped by air. Pointing at such countries offers little hope to a landlocked Igbo land without similar natural resources. and with people that are heavily involved in the important that heavily involved in the importation of heavy goods in containers. From the analysis above, you will see that it is not necessary to tell a wise person to get out of the sun. We are Igbos and we are wise. There should thus be no need for anyone to tell us that landlocked Igbo land is an economic disaster awaiting to happen. On a final note, when you show the moon to a child, it sees only your finger. Sadly, no matter the size or how fully bright the moon is, people who want to see the Atlantic Ocean at the banks of Oguta Lake or Atamiri in Imo land will see one, but do not be deceived. Landlocked Igbo land will be an economic disaster. As my father used to say, I am a teacher and my responsibility is to keep teaching irrespective of whether the students are listening or not. The words of the elders does not lock all the doors. They leave the right door open. Igbo should not lock themselves up. Rather, we should leave the right door open as we work for an equitable and better Nigerian for all. Together we can. Thank you, viewers, for listening to this news. Wow. I have only little comments to give concerning this news that I just read. Why has the writer of this article choosing to be deceiving himself with his write-up? What does it take to dredge rivers to ocean or construct cargo airports? He has forgotten that Tinkan Island Port is an artificial port, and Port Harcourt, One, Calabar and Warri Port were achieved by dredging. Who told him that rivers Niger, that's Onitsha, Nzumili, and others cannot be made to serve Igbo interests in waterways and transportation? Who told him that? Igbo land is well blessed with human and material resources to be great, with very skillful manpower. BIAFRA, when independent, will build citizens greater than Dubai and Hong Kong. Viewers, even if Azumili and others will not help, we will try import and export through our transportation Obinna. Viewers, this is all I have to say. This is the little comment I have. What is your own comment concerning this news that you just heard? Your comment is very needed. Drop them below the comment box. Click on the subscription button as well as the bell button to receive notifications whenever I publish new videos. And don't forget, share and like this news as well. Thank you.